Hello, welcome to this very gentle yoga class in a chair for seniors or people with limited mobility. So it could even be done if you're in a wheelchair. I'll be having you do different movements today, and I encourage you to modify whenever you need to. So say hello to Webster, my little puppy. He likes to be with us in these classes. So if I ask you to bring your arms to shoulder height and that's not accessible to you, just let them stay a little lower. Or if I ask you to lift your leg to circle your ankle and you can't get it all the way up parallel to the floor, lift it as high as you can. Maybe even keep the heel down on the ground. The point of the practice is to lubricate joints, to relax or release tension, and to calm the nervous system. So I hope you enjoy this practice. Let's get started. Hello, welcome to Yoga with Nancy. I'm so glad you could join me today. As always, we'll practice in a chair, so find your chair with arms or without arms. Sit nice and tall in that chair with your feet planted on the ground, toes facing forward, allowing the shoulders to sit right above the hips and the crown of the head to feel balanced right on top of the spine. As we move through practice, we work to reduce tension in the body, bring spaciousness and openness into the body, at the same time opening channels of energy. So hopefully we come away feeling a little bit more energized and a little bit more settled in the mind, a little less chatter, a little less busyness in the mind. So from a nice tall spine, let the crown of the head float up towards the ceiling. Let the sternum reach up towards the ceiling, roll the shoulders up and back, and let them soften away from the ears. Draw the navel gently into the spine. And we'll begin simply by breathing with awareness. So bring your hands onto your belly, right around your navel, and take full, slow breaths in through the nose, and full, slow breaths out through the nose. Bringing your awareness simply to the sensation of breath. Letting go of all the other busyness that might be going on in the head. Allowing those thoughts to just drift on past without grasping them and building stories around them. So the mind is rest on the sensation of breath. And you might discover that the more you rest your awareness on the breath, it naturally begins to deepen, bringing a little bit more oxygen into the system. The exhales become a little bit fuller, allowing the emptiness to bring the toxins out of the body. And you might notice as you settle into the sensation, you might feel the belly move out towards the hands that are resting on your belly. As the belly softens and relaxes, we'll take 3 more breaths, simply resting our mind on the sensation of breath before we begin to move in union with the breath. One last full breath in. And this time, let's give a big sigh out through the mouth. Beautiful. So coming back to that nice long spine, press the feet into the floor, draw the belly slightly in towards the spine. Let the sternum and the crown of the head reach up towards the ceiling. Raise the elbows in line with the shoulders, so reach the arms out to the sides, palms are up. Cup the hands, so create a little cups with the hands as if you're holding on to a little orange or a ball of some sort. And then take those cups and rest them gently right on top of your shoulders. A gentle little squeeze of the shoulder here. And we'll begin to circle the elbows up and forward and down and around, as if you're drawing circles on the walls on either side of you with your elbows. You might imagine that there's a crayon or some sort of paintbrush or pencil on the end of those elbows, making big, slow, controlled circles. Relax the neck as you do this. And then find a way to pause and reverse direction, still making those circles large and slow and controlled. You might feel the muscles in the back working here as well. A couple more. And then bring the elbows as high as the shoulders. Once again, we're going to clap our elbows together. So take a nice breath in, press the elbows slightly back, and on an exhale, bring the elbows towards each other in front of you. Inhale, open it up, and exhale, bring the elbows towards each other. Try to keep the torso nice and tall and still, and just move the arms as if you're flapping these little elbows back and forth. Nice full breaths as you go. And the next time your elbows are out to the sides, pause there. The hands are still cupping the shoulders. On an inhale, extend the arms out to the side walls. Reach the fingertips out to the side and holding as if you're holding a nice heavy piece of fruit. So you're actively engaging the triceps and the upper arms. Exhale, bring the hands back to cup the wall. Your shoulders, sorry. Inhale, open up. And exhale, bring it back. Inhale, open. And exhale, back. Two more. Inhale, open. Out to the side. Exhale, back. Inhale, open to the side, and exhale, bring it back to the shoulders. Bring the elbows towards each other in front of you. Your hands are still cupping your shoulders. On the inhale, extend the arms forward, palms are up, and on the exhale, bring the hands back to the shoulders. Inhale, open and extend, and exhale, back to the shoulders. Three more. Inhale to reach forward. Exhale to bring the hands back. Inhale to reach, and exhale, return. One last inhale to reach, and exhale, return. Bring the hands down onto the lap, and shrug the shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale, sigh it out, let the shoulders relax. Inhale, shrug. Exhale, sigh. Last one, inhale, shrug up. And exhale, sigh it out. Great job. So we're going to begin to work into the neck, sitting nice and tall as always. Take a nice breath in. And on your exhale, the right ear falls down towards the right shoulder. Gaze is forward and in front of you. And just hold here for 3 breaths as the weight of the head just kind of draws that right ear down towards the right shoulder, trying not to lean or let the left shoulder drift up. So you want to keep letting that left shoulder move away from the left ear. One more nice breath in and out. And on an exhale, very slowly bring the head back up to neutral. Take a nice breath in, and on your exhale, let the left ear just fall towards the left shoulder. Gaze is forward, and we'll hold for 3 breaths. So letting the shoulders feel heavy, moving away from the ears as the left ear just kind of moves slowly towards the left shoulder. You might feel this stretch, the top of the right shoulder or the side of the neck. Wherever you feel it, just notice it. And then on an inhale, bring that chin back up so the chin is neutral, parallel to the floor. From here, take a breath in, and on your exhale, bring the chin down to the chest. So let the chin come down towards the sternum, let the shoulders relax, feel a nice stretch in the back of the neck. On an inhale, bring the chin through neutral and let the gaze or the chin turn up towards the ceiling, but keep the back of the neck long. So don't let it crank all the way back. It's like stepping the crown of the head up and back towards where the wall and ceiling meet behind you. So you're keeping the back of the neck long. On the exhale, bring the chin back down to the chest. Moving with your own breath, just flowing up and down. So it's like a big slow nod of the head. One more time in each direction. And then bring the chin to neutral. Take a nice breath in, and on your exhale, turn the head so that you're looking over the left shoulder. Inhale back to center, and exhale, look over the right shoulder. So with each inhale, the head faces forward. The exhale, it turns to look over a shoulder, moving from side to side at your own pace with your own breath. Always moving to the music of your own breath. It's like a little dance to the music of breath as you move from side to side. And then bring the chin to neutral, facing forward. We're going to draw circles with our nose on an imaginary canvas in front of us. Notice what direction you're drawing those circles. And after 4 or 5 in one direction, pause and draw the circles in the opposite direction. And bring the chin to neutral. We're going to begin to move the torso by moving into some side bends. So take your right hand on the seat of your chair. Take your left arm up towards the ceiling on an inhale. On your exhale, take a lean over to your right. So the left arm is reaching up and over as if it's diving over a beach ball. Nice stretch through the left side ribs. And we'll hold here for 3 breaths. So supporting yourself with that right hand. And just letting this nice stretch happen through the left side ribs. You might feel it all the way from the hip, through the rib cage, up through the armpit, across the arm into the fingertips. On your last breath in, bring it all the way back up. Take that left hand onto the chair. Inhale the right arm up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, take that lean, so it's as if you're diving over this great big beach ball here. Keep drawing the right shoulder back so you're not leaning forward in this side bend. And breathe here for 3 big breaths, trying to relax the shoulders and the neck. Really noticing any place that might feel grippy or holdy, kind of tense, and just let the breath soften those places for you. And then after that 3rd breath, bring yourself all the way back up. Just pause for a moment. Bring your hands to your lap. Sitting nice and tall in your chair. So sit really tall. Bring the sternum, the crown of the head nice and high. Draw the navel in towards the belly button. So we're going to come into some twists. Take your right hand on your left thigh and take your left hand onto the side of the chair behind your left buttock or right directly behind your buttock. So just however far you can go without making any twisting action yet. Okay, take a nice breath in, lift the sternum and the crown of the head. And on an exhale, allow the torso to turn to the left. So the shoulders, the ribs, turn to the left. The hips stay facing forward. The legs and the knees are facing forward. And from here, as you twist, draw your left shoulder blade in towards your spine. Find length in the spine on an inhale as the crown of the head lifts. And on an exhale, maybe move more deeply into the twist. Maybe you're as far as you can go. And breathe 3 beautiful cycles of breath here. Remembering that forcing is not what we're trying to do. We're trying to move to the degree where our body puts up this little stop sign and says, this is as far as I can take you today. Stopping there, honoring that limitation, and then breathing into sensation here. And you might notice after a breath or two, there seems to be some slight, subtle movement or release, and that's great. Maybe you go just a little further, but it's not necessary. On your next breath in, bring your torso back to center. Realign the spine, let the sternum and the crown of the head lift. Take your left hand onto the right thigh, and your right hand either by your right hip or behind your right hip on the seat of the chair. Sit nice and tall as you lengthen up, and on an exhale, take that twist to the right. So again, the shoulders turn, the rib cage turns, and the twist happens above the navel, low ribs, mid ribs, and shoulders. And then hold in this twist, and just softening into it as you breathe. Nice full breaths, just exploring the body and how it feels on this side. Could be very different than the other. You might be further into the twist on this side, might be not quite as far. And again, honoring where your body takes you. And in time, things usually open up, loosen up. But we can't rush it. We just have to accept what is and breathe into it. On your next inhale, bring your torso back forward. So from here, we're going to come into cat-cows in this seated posture. And with the cat and cow, we're creating little arches in our back, in the low back, and then we're rounding the back. So it's this nice little undulation of the spine, and it's also a rocking of the pelvis. So you might take your fingers and press into the little bones in the front of your hips. And I like to call these little bones headlights. So turn those headlights down towards the floor. Little rocking forward of the pelvis, and then turn them up towards the ceiling. Just a little gentle rock, so don't force it. Just notice when they move forward and back. And that's the undulation, the rocking of the pelvis that's part of this cat-cow stretch. Then bring yourself to neutral and stillness. Bring your hands onto your thighs. So from here, we're going to tilt the pelvis forward. Those little headlights are going to turn down. We'll lean slightly forward and lift the heart. Draw the shoulders back and let the gaze look up. So the chin lifts slightly. This is cow pose. Little arch in the low back. You might feel it. On an exhale, we're going to rock the pelvis back. Those headlights will turn up as we round the back. Draw the belly button in. Draw the shoulders, round the shoulders forward, straighten the arms and tuck the chin. That's cat. So we're just going to move with our breath into that undulation, rocking the pelvis and letting the spine kind of undulate as we move from cat to cow with our breath. And again, always finding the balance for you. You know, not moving so deeply into it that you're struggling. We only want to bring some nice, relaxed movement here. So the hands might glide up and down the thighs as you move into these poses. Or the arms might lengthen and the elbows might bend. So find the movement as you rock the pelvis forward and back and allow the spine to just kind of follow suit. Then coming to stillness, roll the shoulders a couple of times. Bring your hands to rest on your thighs, palms up, and take 3 full, long, slow breaths. You might notice how the body or the mind has shifted or changed since we began to practice. And so we've worked a lot of the upper body. We're going to move down into the lower body. So sitting nice and tall, press both feet into the floor. We'll be doing some alternate straight leg raises. So press the left foot into the ground, raise the right leg perpendicular to the ground. Press the heel away from the body. So now the whole leg is parallel to the ground. Pull the toes towards your body and gaze towards the foot to build that mind-body connection. Bend the knee and lower the foot. Lift the left foot off the ground, knee is bent. Extend the leg. Flex the foot, toes draw in towards the body. Bend the knee and lower the foot. The right foot lifts, leg extends, foot flexes. Bend the knee, lower the leg. Left leg lifts, extends, foot flexes. Bend the knee and lower. So we're going to alternate lifting, extending, flexing, bending, and lowering. Lifting, extending, flexing, bending, and lowering. So at your own pace, with your breath, just going through this movement of alternate leg lifts and extensions. So we're working the muscles in the upper leg. We're working the core as we draw the navel in to sit nice and tall. The leg lifts and extends, foot flexes, knee bends, and the foot comes back down. Lift, extend, flex, bend, and lower. 2 more on each side at your own pace. And then pausing. Great. So now we're going to work a little bit on the thighs by lifting the foot off the ground and pressing down on the thigh. So we're creating a little bit of resistance, working the muscles, the quadricep muscles, which is that big muscle on the top of your thigh. So we want to lift the left foot off the ground. Press gently the hands into the thighs so that you can feel the quad muscles activate. Not undue pressure, just some awareness. And then let that foot come down. Press the foot into the ground. The left foot presses. Right leg lifts and the knee is bent. Press into that thigh. So you're creating some resistance. And then lowering. Alternating each leg, lifting the foot off the ground, creating some resistance and lowering. So it's kind of like a little slow motion march where you're pressing into your thigh as you lift the foot off the ground. You can also do this. A great way to do this is if you have any light weights that you can just hold and rest on your thighs to really build those muscles, those quadricep muscles. Lifting, it's kind of a marching action with the hands pressing down on the legs to create that resistance. And then rest the feet. Sit nice and tall. Take 3 full, long, slow breaths. Great. So now we're going to take the right leg, lift it, and hug the shin in towards the chest. So lift the leg, wrap the shin with your hands, kind of interlace the fingers, and just draw the leg in towards you. We're going to work on the ankles and the feet here. So slowly make big circles with the ankle. Try to isolate the movement right into the ankle joint, and just notice the clicky sound you might feel or hear. After about 10 circles in one direction, bring those circles in the opposite direction, big and slow. So the slower and larger the circles, the better the improvement in flexibility and mobility in those joints. So we're encouraging synovial fluid. Then bring the foot to stillness. You're still holding that leg up. Point and flex. So it's nice to do these movements with bare feet so that when you curl, when you point the toes down, you can curl the toes in really, really like you're picking up a pencil. And when you flex the foot, you can spread the toes and wiggle the toes. So you're pointing and flexing and getting a nice stretch into the sole and into the top of the foot. And when the foot is flexed, you might wiggle the toes, see how far you can spread them. And then lower that right leg down to the ground to do the same with the left. So we're going to draw that knee into the chest, hold the shin, and then make circles crackly and poppy. Big, slow circles, about 10 of them in one direction, and then bring those circles into the opposite direction. And then point and flex. Spread the toes, curl the toes. Really get into those joints. And then bring that foot down. Bring your hands on your lap for one last little resting spot before we do our final movement into our wrists, and then we will rest. So extend your hands out in front of you, make fists, and then make circles with your wrists. They might be crackly too. Bring those circles into the opposite direction. And then open up the fist, shake the fingers, just shake, 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 shake. And then bring your hands to rest on your lap. And we'll move into a relaxed Shavasana at the end of practice. Closing your eyes and bringing your breath back to a nice natural rhythm. Relax your body by consciously thinking about each part and guiding it into a state of relaxation. Allow the breath to be the tool that helps. And you might bring your thoughts to a special place where you love to be, where you feel completely at peace, stress-free. Imagining yourself there as you rest in Shavasana. Bringing all the senses into play here. So this place, this special place of peace, what are the smells that might be there? Or the sounds? What would the sensation of the air feel like against your skin? What would you see? How would it make you feel to be there? Would it be a joyful place, a stress-free place? And where would you feel those emotions in your body? This sense of lightness, perhaps in the heart or the mind or the physical body somewhere, tangible. Resting in this place of peace for as long as you wish, waking only when you're ready to go about your day. Until next time, namaste.